Yes, a lot of times, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be seeing Fraser Knight
Man.
is at the airport.
Let's see what David has for us.
The airline industry,
Hello, everybody. Let me just.
Hi, David.
How are you going,
lost
mate?
Fine,
for
fine. You
example, say that
too?
lost
Yes,
for
very well, very well. Thank you, Marco. Thank you very well, very well.
Great.
Been
Good to
money
coding
back.
as normal.
Yes, a lot of times, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's somebody's got alerts going off.
Let's see what David has for us.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn everything off. I've got too many windows open.
No problem, no problem. Okay. I'll just mute my mic for 2 seconds while I do the general disclaimer for YouTube very, very quickly, and then I'll be back on in 2 seconds. Okay, guys? Hello, everybody on YouTube. I'm in Discord at the moment. If you want to come and join me, you can ask any questions that you may have about the indicators and things like that. Discord.gg/DavidTech if you want to come and talk to us. Okay, right. Let me get back over to here. Okay, that's done. Where's Vlad? What's happened to Vlad? Let's find out. Okay. Oh. Right, I'll share my screen as always. Very quickly up here.
Maybe sound music a little bit lower.
The music should cut off in a couple of seconds on the stream. You can hear my music through Discord or on YouTube?
I think both.
I can't hear any
sorry.
music.
Okay.
Oh, maybe because I have YouTube open.
Okay,
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I've just turned off the music anyway on YouTube, so that should be all right. It's just a bit of a lag between what's going on in real life and YouTube. Right. Okay, let me get on with opening my screen here very well. I think everybody can see my screen. Yep, I think that's good. So, hi everybody, I hope everybody's going well. I've been updating the ABC script as I promised over the last couple of days. So, as always, I jump in once or twice a week to try and do an AMA to answer any questions that anybody might have. I've also been working with Endless Margin on fixing a couple of bits and bobs on the David Tech bot or the Endless Margin platform. To try and improve that, to make it so that the entries are a little bit faster, safer, and just making it easier for everybody to understand. So I hope that it's a little bit easier now. There was things like the having to choose a percentage of portfolio. We've added things like USDT now, so it makes it a bit easier to everybody to understand. Let me just
David?
Yes.
Is that on DavidTechBot or on endlessmargin.com?
Both at the moment. Both are being updated at the same time. Eventually, I think the most traffic is going to be pushed through David.tech because the servers are going to be faster. Because we're building faster servers with more memory. The Endless Margin also, when he fires up his scripts, they fire up on an alert as. In the long term, what I'd like is it to have a kind of a back end system where you can see your P&L on the website and things like that. So there'll be differences between our sites, and eventually the idea is the full thing to be completely integrated into David Tech. Endless Margin will be in talking to everybody to help with any problems that they may have, but the idea mainly is it to be part of the actual website and the community.
Is he okay now, David? He told me he's been ill.
Yes, he has. Apparently, he's been quite sick for a while. He said to me yesterday that he's fine now. So, yes, he has been a bit ill. Yeah. Yes, yeah. I think the amount of queries and stress and things like that it gets a bit on top of everybody. So, well, not on everybody, but I think that's what. So I think everything's back to normal now, and hopefully he'll be fine. So, well, hopefully everything's fine with him. He seems fine now. He's been updating with me during the day, so yeah. Okay, as it's on YouTube, I'll just tell everybody that we're currently recording on YouTube. So if you do have anything like sharing your screen or anything like that, please be careful of your credentials or anything like that while sharing your screen. I'm not a trading guru, as always, even though Steve seems to think I am. Just here trying to debunk bad strategies, find good ones using math and code. Obviously, always forward test strategies. Some of them are in beta, some of them are out of beta, but yeah, always back test, whether it's with manually or with the training view. It's best to back test and come up with your own settings. As I said, beware of scammers in comments and all of that kind of thing. As always, welcome to everybody. It's nice to see everybody. Sorry I wasn't much on this week. I just was trying to get through the humongous amount of questions that I had for the
lads there, and it was amazing. Like Wayne was just phenomenal.
Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah. Sorry I wasn't as much online this week. I've been trying to update, like I said, the scripts. I've been trying to update Endless Margin, get through all of the questions so that everybody can get started with the David Tech bot. There's been a lot of questions, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get on as much as I'd like to during the week, but welcome to everybody to the live stream. Welcome to all new members. We're still growing. I think we're pretty close to 6,000. Yep, 6,000 members in the Discord, which is absolutely amazing. Almost a year we've been doing this now, so incredible to have grown that much in a year. Welcome to everybody. Like I said, I do this twice a week normally, once a week at the moment. Discord has its downfalls. Please do interrupt to ask any questions as I go along. It's a community. The questions make it interesting for everybody. So if you have any questions as we go along, please don't hesitate to jump in and talk and show us your ideas and all of that great stuff, so that we can bounce off of each other. And it'll be, like I said, as it is a community. So I'm just coming to present what I've done. If you've got any suggestions or anything like that, please don't hesitate to drop them in. This week, like I said, I've been working on the ABC strategy. I've been working on things like trailing stops, adding things like trading stops with alerts, move to break even, adding some extra volume indicators for Confluence to try and use Confluence. So speaking to Ollie today about vector candles, that may be something that we'll be able to be adding as well. Trading profits, also changing the entries to maybe more confirmed entries. As the ABC, although it is one of the entries, I would like it to be something that's that there's several entries where we can get things off of maybe order blocks and things like that along the way as well. So let me put up my chart. I'm on a 10-second chart here at the moment. Been testing away. It's been going off like anything, but I've been working on the 10 second to make sure that the alerts are all working perfectly as well. So currently what I've been adding this week, like I said, I've been working very much on the endless chart, and I've added some extra bits to the trading strategy itself. So I've added a couple of extra confirmation or entries. I've added 2 or 3 different patterns which allow us to get better entries or maybe more confirmed entries. Sorry about this, just 2 seconds. There you go. A couple more entries here. I'd also like to, like I said, add maybe break of structure in, or market break, structural break, which is MSB, which is the first break of structure. For instance, there's one here. For instance, here we're in a downtrend and we've got our first market break of structure here. This would probably make a good entry, so I want to add that one as well. Add that to the potential entry points. And even, like I said at the very, very beginning, when I started all of this, things like using the inner structure, so maybe getting a market breaker structure. So the first one here. This is what I'm going to try to code at the moment. this one here, and then eventually if my chart reloads on a 10 seconds, it's sometimes a bit slow loading. So we get our first market break of structure here, and then we have these change of characters. So we'll be looking for a change of character in down at the bottom here. So it'll be below the current the first BOS. So it'll be one of the ones that are first here. Currently they're on a change of structure in a non-ABC pattern, but I'd like to try and get some of these in ABC patterns as well, so that we can maybe get a change of character entry, maybe just here, or maybe somewhere around that area there, thanks to these breaks of structure. So that's another one that I'm working on as well. Haven't currently finished that. So the other entries that I'm coding as well are Quasimodo, I think pronounced. So Quasimodo is very much like a double bottom, but instead of getting our ABC entry here, let me try and find a good example. Let me have a look, see if I can draw a good example on here somewhere. Where would be a good example? Would that be a good example? I'll do a large example. Got to remember, I'm on a 10-second time frame. So if we were drawing an ABC here, this is what I'm trying to code. It'll be a B, C. I suppose we could have an ABC like this. So our ABC would be like that. Generally, we'd try and get in somewhere right here. Oh, that wasn't the straight line that I wanted, but anyway. We'd get our entry in here. I'm trying to get it so that we could also try this other, more confirmed pattern where we're getting in maybe over here, which would be another more confirmed entry where if we break above the B, we're getting in after an ABC pattern. So that's another entry. Obviously, your stop loss is going to be a humongous in comparison to what an ABC entry is. But once you've come over this B entry, you're obviously a little bit more in a confirmed trend as we're coming up and breaking these. So it's something to play around with to see if that would give us maybe a better entry than an ABC, or a higher win rate, but maybe a bigger stop loss. So maybe making smaller risk to reward. But something that some people may prefer to trade than the actual ABC. Then we had the TED, is it TED? No, it's Vic Trader, Vic Trader 2B pattern. Now that is the same sort of thing as this one here. So we're here. Let me pull this because it's a bit more precise than the rest of them. So it's here like this. I'm just going to pull that down like that. We have our entry, so that will be that one there. No, why didn't you can't? There we go. Our entry. So that would be the ABC entry. So as price comes back over, what we do is we look for the candle that breaks down and breaks up. So this one here. As we come down, it could potentially be that one or that one there. I'm going to take this one just for the example. So what we're doing is we're going to, as we come down and break down below this pattern here, below the ABC, we actually record the high of the candle that breaks it, and then we literally wait for price to come back over that line here and to get our entry. What we've got is pretty much the same entry on that one there. On slightly higher time frames, I believe it seems to be a little bit more confirmed, but that's another pattern that I'm testing at the moment inside of the ABC, and I will make available to everybody in the next update, which hopefully will be this evening or early tomorrow morning, as I'm finishing coding all of these in. So they're the three patterns that I've got at the moment. Like I said, I want to also add. Not sure where that's come from. Gone. Sorry about that. Yes, there is a chat for anybody that does get muted in the comments. There's a chat on the side. If you do get muted, please just type in the side of the chat and I'll unmute you. It's just because obviously we can hear. There's those a couple of patterns. As I said, I wanted to add for a long time. I want to add some more entries around the order blocks and the fair value gaps to see if we can get some kind of entries. I don't know about fair value gaps, but maybe more Confluence inside them, or targets for the fair value gaps. So that's the entries that I've added. I've started to add Ollie, who's currently in the chat at the moment, I believe, somewhere in the chat at the moment. Kindly has given me recently today a video and some information about vector candles. I saw that there was a Discord discussion about it. Sorry, did somebody say something? No, not sure. No, I don't think anybody said. Hi David, any chance you could add the ABC to the TP option, please?
Oh.
Hello. Not sure if somebody's trying to ask a question. I'll continue. If you have got a question, please don't hesitate to ask. Nope. Okay. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh, the vector candles. The vector candles, which are candles marked by volume. They're these green and red candles. They're big candles that are marked by volume. If you look for PS, I can't remember what it was. It's PSVA, was it? I can't remember. Let me have a look in there.
Yes, I have. I haven't taken a month or something, but I did take that for a while.
Crypto Journey. Sorry, I'm not sure if you're asking a question or not.
I had a little bit left. I'll start taking it again.
Okay, I'm going to mute you, mate, just in case.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I was also talking.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I thought there was a problem. So yeah, PVSRA, which helps us, is a volume indicator that helps us to mark out big over the ordinary volume. There's a whole concept around money, around smart money concepts around this. I will do a small video about it to explain it a bit better. But as you can see, it marks out bigger than average candles, which helps us maybe to find the ABCs. Now, I have been backtesting it, looking back on some of the entries which have been close to a candle. As normal, it seems like the ABC seems to get the rather quick entries, and then this happens maybe the candle afterwards. But maybe it's time that we explored also the candle after an ABC as well a bit more, because these seem to very much confirm a ABC pattern. I'll try and find one which was a good example. Problem is I've got this set up. Let me try and move some of these confluences here. There we go. None. And none. Let's try and move them to see whether that
David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can indeed.
Are those the vector candles that Traders Reality uses?
Yes, absolutely. It was that was the video that Ollie sent me was about Trader Reality. And they seem to give quite good confluence. The video is going around Discord. He's got completely another strategy which I'll code, and we've been speaking today about making it available to everybody in the Discord. So that's another strategy around. Sorry, Tom. Did you say something, Tom? No.
Oh, I just said really cool.
Okay, cool. No problem. So it seems like they do a good job of finding the right patterns. Like I said, a lot of them happen just before the candle or just afterwards, like this one here, where we would have probably been in already and there's a red candle there, or we could have waited for this red candle over here and still had this as a valid pattern back here. There's plenty of them up here, like for these ones up here. Where are they? I seem to not mark them. I'm not sure why. It's probably because I'm on a 2 a second here. For instance, this one here had a as you can see, as it's pushing through the breaks of structure, we've got some really big green candles here. So if they would have come back down and made a mark of an ABC, you would know that obviously they're pushing up with these great big green candles. So it's something to filter out. Currently, like I said, it is very much something that works more for visual help as such, but I am trying to build ways of making it so that it works automatically on these candles. So very interesting, very interesting. He sent me a lot of documentation and things like that, so I'll keep looking over that over the weekend and add more ways of using it inside of the ABC patterns. So that has been added. Let me continue down this here. So I've added these here. I've added the volume flow, which is the volume flow by Lazy Bear. Somebody asked me to add that. It's a crossover which crosses over for volume, bullish and bearish. I haven't really found much great use for it at the moment, but I haven't looked extensively. So I've added that one. The vector candles are there. The ones from Trader Reality are there. But like I said, I think that they can be a lot more useful than they are just as Confluence like this. So I will continue trying to add them in a different way as I go along. And I think that's the Confluence is done. Somebody asked me also to add the 50 EMA, so I've added that one as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it goes quite well with the. I noticed in Trader Reality's video that he's uses the 50, so it seems to go quite well with that one as well.
With the cloud.
Yes, so the cloud. Yes, yeah. So they're all.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you improve the water avatar and wave trend?
Improve not the actual code behind it. What I'm trying to do is trying to improve the actual anti-repaint idea behind this at the moment. At the moment, what's going on is if you're using 0 on look back, it'll just take the previous candle, and that seems to be fine. But as soon as you add the look back, it will start to do its normal behavior of repainting. Well, not on back, but forward. If you're using the forward or both, it will repaint because it's looking for data. Not in the future, but it's obviously looking for a non-confirmed candle in the future. So I'm looking for better ways to do the forward and both here. If anybody's got any other algorithms for Watata, I certainly will add them without a doubt, no problem.
I told you if it's above the explosion line.
Yes,
ATR,
very
for example.
true. Very true. And also, there's
Isn't
somebody
that ATX? What is it again? ATX?
the ATX. Oh, sorry.
Never mind.
No problem. Yeah. Also, somebody said to me about Bollinger Bands, to try Bollinger Bands around them as well. I will add those two as well. I think that they were very good idea.
I think you can improve the wave trend also when it's oversold or overbought using a specified value.
Yeah, okay. What as they seem to be all have these oversold, overbought ideas. What I'd probably do is add an oversold global sort of idea where you can add an oversold, overbought to any one of them, either by not by static because that won't work, but maybe with Bollinger Bands or something like that to create some kind of algorithm like we did before. Yeah, I can do that. I can try that, and I'll also add the static dead zone for the Watata.
Yeah, okay. Did you also look what I had sent you with the wake length?
The wavelength. Let me have a look, Marco. I'm just going. Let me remember. I'm just going.
I had sent you a link by WhatsApp. Last weekend, probably.
What have I missed?
The candlestick wicks. No.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. What I like I said earlier today, what I've got is I've got an extensive library of things that I'm going to go through over the weekend. I've printed what I need to print out, put all the stuff that I wanted to on the iPad, so because I've got quite a lot of things to read through. That one definitely I've quickly looked through, but yes, it certainly does look like that can be as good as well. You don't mind if I show it on the screen as well, do you, Marco?
No problem.
This was the idea. So we're looking at the candlesticks wicks to find out whether we believe they're fake outs or breakouts. And Marco kindly sent me this, which helps us to calculate whether it's potentially a real reversal or not. This will be something that I'll be adding to the algorithm as well. I'll put the link in the Discord because it's quite interesting. Let me go over. I'll put it into the chat here because it's easy for everybody to find that way. Okay, can we?
David,
yes.
by chance?
Yes, I can. Hi, is that Bailey? Yes.
My name's Blake. Yes.
Hi, Blake.
Yeah.
Please to you.
Yeah. So I had a quick question about the backtester. I don't know if you're still gonna have it as you in the past. I didn't notice on your screen, but I was just wondering. I made a comment briefly before. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. The connection isn't great. I don't know if it's only for me or is it for everybody. No problem. I can just about hear you. I think you was talking about the backtester.
Just in case. Possible to add some transparency to it.
Absolutely.
To do like a slide. It's hard to see in mobile sometimes. And disabling it is a little bit cumbersome to get back and forth.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. The color, no problem whatsoever. Sorry, I thought you were talking about transparency as sharing the code as such. Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
No, not at all.
As well. Both sides of the scale. I'd like to do both. I've changed recently the backtester to another backtester that was provided to me by the RW80. I can't remember the number now. 89, I think it was. Who provided me with some code to replace the small backtester that I had at the bottom here. It gives a little bit more data, and yes, I can certainly make it more transparent. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, absolutely. It does take a little bit more space, so I'll make it so that there's an option to put the other one back on, but with this new algorithm.
Or even just an option to like move it to the top left corner or bottom left corner or top right, something like that.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know, just based on the size. Like I have one of the iPhone minis, and I can disable it. That's no problem. It's just with it being all the way at the bottom of the options to like re-enable it if I'm trying to test stuff. I would never do that if I had an option to make it either a little transparent or like to just move it to a different corner or something. But I just thought I'd ask.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll also move the checkbox a bit further up as well because it is very true. It is right at the bottom here. I'll put it up the top somewhere so it's a little bit easy. Awesome. Next to version up the top here, so it's easy to disactivate. No problem whatsoever.
Thank you.
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, even my iPhone, it covers up the screen as well. It is a bit of a pain, to be honest. So, but yeah, even the transparency of the code. If RW has made that his code for that available for everybody to see on the on Discord, it does kind of give pretty much the same results as the one that I had before. But it gives many more results. It gives you the shorts, total shorts losses, total shorts wins, total longs wins, and losses longs. It gives you a bit of
I have a question about that in general. Does it just go based? I guess it's like 5,000 candles, I think, for each time frame. How far back
You have
the back
you now
tester
you now
gather results.
have you now have the actual first trade date at the bottom as well. So you have I'm on the 10-second time frame at the moment, only because I'm testing, and the first trade was on the 21st/06/2022. So the date format is in the UK format. Sorry about that, but it is on the 21st of June.
David, I've
I have a
noticed
question.
a little issue about it, about the backtester is, say you have a loss trade, and the candle goes over the stop loss.
Yes.
The trade number on the old one anyway, the trade number goes up one, but if it comes back down again, that trade number goes back one, as if it wasn't counted as a trade either way. But we'd probably be able to see now. It would probably reveal a bit more. We'll be able to test the backtester a bit more now, I guess, with the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll never be.
It's almost like it's repainting. It's like repainting the trade number.
Yeah.
It's counting only the close candle, not the wick. That was before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the wick should be a loss, shouldn't it, or a win?
Oh, without doubt. Without doubt.
Either way,
it is.
I honestly haven't noticed that myself. Thank you for pointing it out. My aim is to obviously code the entries so that we get more entries and not just the ABC entries, and that way I'll be able to convert this over to a full strategy using the boilerplate, the new one that I'm building at the moment. I don't think we'll ever be able to get the actual ABC entries that we get with the indicator, but at least you'll be able to tell from both sides of the scale roughly where you might be with that backtester as well. That's my intention in the near future. I'm pretty sure that it counts the wick, but I can't see why it would remove it. So yeah, I will have a look, Steve. I didn't notice that myself.
It maybe does count the wick in the percentage. I've no way of knowing, but it certainly drops the number back again when it goes down.
Okay, that's not good. So I will have a look to find out why that is. Like I said, if it's done this on, if it's done it on my one, it's done it on this one as well, the new one, because it's got pretty much the same win rate and the same information. The only difference it had was mine managed to get 2 extra trades at the 2 extra trades, not winning, not losing. Sometimes they're winning, sometimes they're losing. 2 extra trades on average than this one here. But that was the only difference between the two. Other than that, you had more data with this one here than my one. But so if the problems exist on my one, it exists on this as well. So I will have a look before releasing it this evening.
That's what I was just about to say, David, because that just if you've just said it's like literally the same amount of trades as yours.
Yeah.
I set the bots off them like within like half an hour after you release the strat.
Right. Okay.
And I had my own settings on them, and I had 88. I chose all the ones with over 70. Well, I chose the ones first with over 80% on the backtester, and then I chose after I run out the ones with over 80%. I chose the ones over 75, and then the ones over 70. The last few, and the best. I had 86 on Bitcoin. Then like it dropped to 84, then it dropped straight to 72 within like no time at all. I know obviously because of extra trades and that, but then obviously after I've done all my trades, I've took over 200 trades now on all different coins. And
the exchange loves you, Scopify.
I've worked out the actual results on it, and it's about 32% win rate.
Oh, okay. Thank you for, like I said,
actual 32% on everything. Like actual all the coins.
Okay. Like I said, it's best to know if
does the backtester incorporate, like, say you have a break of structure and then you get a bear pattern. When you come up and you hit your stop loss, but you reverse and still achieve like a win, is that counted as a total loss?
It could be, because that sounds like what not counting the wicks, I guess, for a win or a loss.
Mm.
But
So,
would it
yeah, because
reevaluate it
on
as a win?
closes. Does it count on closes or just or what?
Normally it's on Wix. I will go through, like I said, all code afterwards. But I generally do everything on Wix because of the problems we've had with repainting before in the past. Let me have a look through the code very quickly. I'll see.
I've missed the first half an hour of this this chat. Have I missed anything like new or out?
Just a couple of things like these vector candles and things like that. I've been adding to try and get better, more confirmed entries. To be honest, other than that, like I said, I've been spent most of the week going through building the bot platform, making that better, making things like the ABCs more confirmed thanks to Fibonacci's and things like that. That's it really. That's what I've been working on at the moment. Let me just.
So have you
Sorry, carry on.
You mentioned about the trailing stop as well.
Oh yes, the trailing stop.
Got that.
So what I've been doing with trailing stops is I've been adding a couple of. I've added the two last API calls, so the alerts here, to be able to take trailing stop losses. So we're having a trailing stop loss, which will activate after X number of percentage into profit, which can be 0, so you can say it can start trading straight away, or it would trail after a certain amount of time. We also have a trailing take profit, which means obviously as we hit our final take profit, it will continue to trail until price works against us and comes back. And then I've been adding also a move to break even, which activates as you go into profit in percentage as well. So those are the three things I've been adding this week. Sorry, I didn't hear what they said there.
Sorry, the distance of the trading stop. Like the distance from your
it's the
price.
ATR. It's ATR. Sorry, ATR. ATR based on ATR. Yeah. Sorry, I should have stated that. Yeah.
So that's trailing stop. I could put that at 2% because a lot of my trades I've checked out. I mean, I've had 250% wins on with just the bot, so they're brilliant. But I could have got more if I had an ATR trailing stop loss, and I've put I put an indicator on to check where a lot of my trades would have gone, and they would have took the full dump. Kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, you'll be able to choose. I would like with the boilerplate. The idea is to be able to choose the way that you trail. Things like ATR, the Kettle channel. Also, I believe might be a good idea as well, because the Kettle channel you'll be able to follow your trades with in the same way as an ATR, but it uses highs and lows. And as we're using highs and lows in this strategy, it's breaks of highs and lows. It kind of makes sense to use that. It's not the Kettle channel, is it? It's the Don Shane channel that works for highs and lows. Sorry. So that one there will be there. Obviously the Kettle channel will be on there as well. I added Bollinger Bands to the other one as well. They didn't give great results, but they can be used as a trail as well. But they didn't give great results in the other boilerplate. You'll have the same options for trading inside this as you do in the other boilerplate. Like I said earlier, my idea is to try and get this so that we can get. Because I've also started adding a couple of extra entries, different kinds of entries. So the Quasimodo and the 2B pattern as well.
The Modo is really good.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit more confirmed. You get slightly later entries, but they might be more confirmed. So I've added those as well. The 2B pattern, which is the same as the ABC, but instead of, I think I drew the pattern around here somewhere. Oh no, I've removed it. The Quasimodo pattern would be your AB. B, this is a bigger one up here. ABC. This was not a perfect pattern, but anyway, I'm just trying to sort of like get there.
Previous low into it.
Yeah, it takes the candle that breaks the A, takes the high of that candle, and if you go above the high of that candle, that's where your entry is. Slightly more confirmed as well, because obviously you could just drop and not go back and visit that high. So a slightly more confirmed pattern as well, but these ones like that, we'll obviously be able to use the backtester from TradingView to do that, especially the Quasimodo, because you can almost get it so that it's the algorithm behind it would know in advance, as the ABC is made pretty much as we know a bit too early. So, but yeah, so
also. Just another quick one, David. I've noticed, obviously, I've gone through quite a few of my trades, and I've noticed. I mean, I joined back in one the other day. He'd give me the ABC for a short, and what I've noticed is the second pivot. It's all right. It's all right. Someone saying, "Well, use the fib." An extra fib buffer or whatever, but then your trade's too high if it goes. I've noticed that, you know, that high, low, what I use, that live one.
Yes.
I noticed, obviously, when it gives you that ABC to wait for the next pivot, I use that on five. I use the ABC on 10 pivot and the high, lower, low live on 5 pivot.
Yes.
It gives you more idea of structure. And then obviously when I've been wicked out of a trade, because I've not used the buffer at all anyway. When I've been kicked out of a trade, I've waited for another pivot above the ABC pattern, the entry where it did, and then I've joined straight back in there. So it gives me an extra 20% on top of my trade, as well as it's if it's overbought. Obviously it gives you the overbought signal. So if I get a pivot saying it's another pivot above the ABC and it's overbought, I've bought straight back in and it's given me an extra so much percentage.
Cool. No, I did look at the code. It wasn't. I was ignoring it or trying not to integrate it. The problem that I was coming across was as I've been trying to remove the repainting from the indicator completely. It was just something that I couldn't remove the repainting as a bot situation. So that's the reason I haven't completely integrated that at the moment. But you've been trading this very actively over the time. If you don't mind, if I pick your brain for a bit sometime during the week or next week, so that maybe I can sort of go through with you some of the extra Confluence that you use and things like that. I'd love to try and integrate it for everybody.
Well, to be fair, when you've just said Quasimodo there, that's what I've been looking at, like that kind of entry, and then looking at it, and then obviously then I've been using my high and low on the just taking an extra pivot. Really.
Okay, cool, fantastic. Well, hopefully the identification of that pattern inside mine will stick with your one, and that hopefully will give us better entries. Hopefully. Like I said, hopefully that one I will also be able to put onto the even if we don't use it as a strategy and we use it as an indicator, and we just have both of them so that we can get slightly quicker entries from the indicator than the actual strategy. It means that at least we'll be able to get some more backtesting results.
Would it be possible to trail your stop from the 0.3? Because there's a guy in here that's doing like pretty good results at RW86. I believe we spoke to him today.
Yeah.
And I said to him the other day, if you could trail a stop loss from the 0.38 level, that is it possible that with the trailing stop that you've implemented in the strategy, is it possible to say, look, I want to trail it from 0.38?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that you mean the 0.38 the Fibonacci? Yeah, absolutely, because that is just literally a percentage of the previous move. So yeah, without a doubt, they certainly can, definitely, without a doubt. So I just need to implement it.
Because a lot of people are getting mixed up with fibs. The fibs are equated from the full ABC pattern, aren't they?
Yes.
And I've had a lot of people saying, "Well, it's not even hitting this," and I'm like, it's the full fib pattern. I've had messages of people saying, and I'm like, look, the fibs levels, what you're looking at are the full ABC, not just that leg.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I need to go through and explain some of the things a little bit better myself. I am adding different targets as I go along. I'm also trying to add multiple take profits so that you can take profits on. There'll be more than one here. There'll more than two here. Hopefully there'll be three, so you'll be able to take three take profits at those levels as well. Those kind of things I'm adding as I go along as well. And also adding the fib levels taken from maybe using the trend direction fib instead to take a fib as well, because some people have said that they use that instead, mainly for the confirmation more than the actual take profits. But yeah, I'll be adding them as well.
Also, I found the best coin to trade on this bot is Sol. It's been the best out of everything. It's absolutely amazing. I looked at
Yeah, we
last
agree.
night. Oh, like, oh my god! Why didn't I just trade Sol and just put all my money on it?
yeah, I was back to. I think I was. No, I wasn't. I'm not on it at the moment, but I was on it earlier. And I was thinking, this does. Yeah, it does. It Sol reacts very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Just a quick one. What are you using the fib line buffer?
Personally, am I using it? No, I'm not. I've gone back almost to the original one that I was doing at the moment of trading. Like I said, I've been working as hard as I can to get this all up and dated for everybody. What I've done personally is I've stuck with the percentage of 0.9 and worked on the 15 minutes at the moment. Sorry,
that's been in my head. That's been in my head today. That's why I'm asking, because I've gone through quite a few of the trades as well, and it seems the ones with the higher volume. I was playing about last night with the ones with the highest volume, or like the most popular coins. The 0.81.
Okay. Yeah.
Bib line buffer is like catches most of it, but at the same time, I set one off last night. And I've took a few trades on it today, but obviously it keeps you in the trade even when another ABC comes up. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Because you've got that much movement. But I went down on like about, I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 coins today. I went down 49%, but I thought I'll just leave it because it's automated. I'm just testing it, and I've literally gone. It's come all the way back down. It's not hit the 0.81 buffer. It's come all the way back down, and I've got loads of wins to upload on here today. I've got like 80%, 70% from the 0.81 buffer.
Scope, are you trading below the 200 EMA?
What? Sorry?
Are you trading below the 200 EMA?
Am I trading below it?
Yes. Like you use the 200 EMA.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm taking your trades wrong.
Thank you very much anyway for everything you've done in the past 2 weeks, Cooper. It's been fantastic help for everybody. Thank you very much.
I just can't wait to do it. I can't wait to do it again because we'll have an update soon, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. No, but thank you very much. It's something that I'd like to do more, but as I'm coding all the time, I find it a bit hard to find the time. So thank you very much. It's very positive for everybody in the community. Thank you.
That's fine.
Who, me?
Yes.
Am I about to break even?
No, sorry. I'm about setting for stop loss to break even.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you showed that.
Yeah.
We set each value we want so that the stop loss goes to 20% profit.
So there's several. What's going to happen is it's going to be exactly the same sort of settings as in the book. The idea is that you move to break even after you're in X number of percentage of. So if you're in 1% profit, then you move your stop loss to break even. And then, as you get the trailing, as it comes past the the last break, the last take profit, it will trail until price comes against you. That I'm going to define over the next couple of hours with the ATR and things like that. But in the same way as I did with the other one, it'll start with the ATR using the stepped mode ATR, and it'll go as far as price will take you until it moves back against you and hits the ATR. But I need to set the yes.
What middleman is going to manage that system?
The only thing you can do is use the exit using what do you call it, trading view to take care of it. So I know it's something that I don't particularly like, but if it's gonna give you an extra X% on top of it, maybe it's worth trying. I guess. Yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't.
That'll be left to TradingView to manage effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's TradingView that manages the TradingView. I have been speaking to Endless to see if we could add it to our platform and our end. Like I said, my idea is to have his bots running so that they keep an eye on the trades. And it will be possible eventually, but at the moment...
That sounds like a complex system, because they're allowed to try and do it themselves, don't they?
Yes, yeah.
In my head, it sounds really complicated, that. But,
either way, you're always relying on somebody else, so it doesn't really make any difference whether you're relying on a bot or TradingView. Maybe in most cases, you're probably better to...
Bybit hasn't opened up their own trailing to the API.
Yeah, there is a variable which actually doesn't do anything, I believe, at the moment. Hopefully they might be. We'll soon add it. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Because you just want to tell the exchange what to do and then leave them to it, don't you? You don't want to.
Absolutely.
They have got trailing, haven't they?
They do.
Yeah, but you have to do it manually, Scoper.
All right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You can't. You can't access it via a middleman. I don't think.
And it's you have to put the price in, don't you? So
you have to put the offset price.
Yeah, like I said, inside the Python API, there is a empty variable for it. So I believe that eventually they will be adding it. So it'll be something hopefully in the future we'll be able to offer.
Even the Latron has messed up in the past managing it, because you're relying on them to keep an eye on it, to keep check with the trade.
Yeah, so I can imagine, like you just said, it must be, number one, it must be very heavy on a server because it's constantly checking to see what the current price is, currently where your position is, whether you're still in a position, whether you're not in a position, etc., etc.
All the ticker prices, everything.
Yeah, so maybe, most probably, it is probably better for TradingView to look after it because... They've got the whole API. They've got all of the tick data coming in, so maybe it's probably better for them to actually. It probably might be safer for them to actually look after it.
Yeah, I've been trying to sort of give people a reality check on trailing. I think everyone thinks it's a bit of a dream option, but in my experience, it isn't. But I don't want to be too negative about it.
No.
A few times. Well.
Yeah, it can be. It can completely work against you. TradingView, as you know, don't give very good backtesting results for it. Very true, even with the new options that are on TradingView, that they aren't very truthful. They're a little bit better, but they're not very truthful for the trailing. Like you said, it only takes a wick and you're wicked out, and it could go back in the other direction, or it can wick you lower and see you've lost that trade.
It just sends you crazy when that happens. It just drives you crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Well, I imagine it's happened to me. I mean, I've used the TradingView on my strategy several times, and especially when it goes in. When it stops you out, you go, oh, fair enough. But when it goes in the direction where you're meant to be going afterwards, and you've got less profit than you should have had, it does. Certainly does. Yeah.
And for scalping as well, it's generally with the TradingView, I guess it'll be a limit. I don't know, but with scalping, you generally have to pay market fees for the exits as well. Because you're moving your stop loss rather than
Yes. Yeah.
setting a limit order.
Yeah, on trading view bid market, I should mention. So, yeah, that would be. Yes, yeah, absolutely, Steve. You're right. You're right about them. They can be. I think that it depends on the algorithm. I think that the ATR is the current standard, the market standard. I think that maybe what we're doing with the ABC, maybe a trading stop with the breaks of structure might be a good idea. Might work. I guess it's just test and see whether it suits you or not, because like you said, it is rather annoying when they work against you. And they're very hard to backtest.
I think though I think it'll be a lot better if the entries are right, because at the minute, obviously, some entries are good on it, very good, but obviously the stop losses are small as well. But I think if we knock it on the head with the entry, then you're gonna get better results with it.
Yes, yeah, totally. I'm doing everything I can to try and find. I've been recoding the ABC, finding patterns here and things like that to try and find better ways of finding these ABC patterns and Quasimodo patterns. Maybe something that's a lot better, a little bit better. And if not, maybe entries inside of a break of structure or a market structural break, and then using the smaller pivots to try and find an ABC below that level to try and get something that looks more like a smart money concept entry. Maybe another way of getting less risky entries, which might work in our favour.
David,
yes.
Connected to this, so our biggest problem at the moment is, I think, the entries, right? So we want to trading. I think a limit order. I think actually a limit order might reduce the amount of entries you have. It's a little bit slower, but it's also it also waits for confirmation for the price to come back in it, right?
Yeah.
So you reduce fees and you're a little bit slower, and isn't that exactly what we want, or do I see it wrong?
We did a kind of a test on limits a while ago. It depends. It depends on how you feel about. I guess I haven't tested all of the pivots and things like that. We did a very quick test on a strategy that I set up with limit orders. They do well. Like you said, they're a lot slower, more confirmed, but they tend to miss some of these big entries, like at the top here where it tops and then comes back down. It tends to miss those entries because obviously price never ever comes back and revisits those areas. That's one thing that I noticed. But like I said, we're currently on a lot lower pivot than what we were when I tried it. We were on the 20s, and I was limit ordering and trying to find good entries with limits using the limit order inside of the code of TradingView. And that was one of the things that I noticed. But like I said, also we're now using smaller pivots, so maybe it would have got in down here anyway, because it has revisited this one here because we're on a smaller pivot. So maybe that would be a great idea. It's worth trying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Can you set a timeout on the limit order and instead use a market order after the timeout?
We could, yes, absolutely. It could be worth giving it a go, without a doubt. Certainly.
Then you can.
I just use market for both. I know everyone goes on about fees, but I just use market for both. It's instant, bang in.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
That's how I think. I just want to get into it and get out of it. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of times it doesn't exit where you want it to exit as well, does it? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Especially when you're looking at altcoins and things like that. I was helping a client, with Endless this week, and we were looking at some of the entries, and some of the entries on the really small altcoins were taking forever to get entries, so to fill, so on limits. So yes,
that's why.
David, on the entry idea, the previous versions had a like wick confirmation or like a confirmed close confirmation.
Yes.
Can you add those features back in?
Absolutely.
I think it was potentially helpful to have those.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will add, the reason I removed them was because a lot of them were causing repainting issues, because obviously they're on lower time frames and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll re-add them, and I'll just add a little caution sign or something like that to say these ones would potentially repaint if you use these entries, so you just need to be careful, but I will re-add them, no problem.
David, what I found with them previous options with the wick close and the confirm close is that they didn't have any effect on the backtester.
Yeah, now that would be because obviously TradingView is not aware of repainting until it repaints, so if you have so
you might want to put a note next to it, that's all. Yeah.
Sorry?
You might want to just put a note next to that, maybe, because from what I could tell, the backtester doesn't change if you wait for like a confirm close or anything like that.
Yes, yeah. I'll that's what I was saying. I'll put some kind of disclaimer or a note on. What I'll do is I'll get it so it pops up on the backtester saying that when you use these entries, obviously there is possible repainting because. Unfortunately, it is something that it suffered from, unfortunately, so it does need to... I
don't actually think it was the repainting that was the problem. The lines don't move. When you do a confirm close, the actual entry, the stop loss and the take profit, none of them moved.
It was more the disappearing problem than the
well, that was the problem as well. When you change it to a confirm close,
yes.
So you'd enter on the next bar, the actual entry line didn't move.
Okay.
So maybe that was a bug, I don't know. But the entry line didn't move and the stop loss didn't move. So I would just assume that wasn't changing the backtester also.
Let me think. So it was the
when you show your entries with the tick box show entries. When it was on the old version.
Okay.
Yeah, when it was on confirm close, they didn't move on to the next bar.
Okay.
They didn't move down or up.
Okay. I'll have a look at that as well before releasing it to anybody.
Because that would be really good. I mean, I quite like the confirm close, but then I didn't like it because it didn't affect the backtester. So I thought, well, I can't really use it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I'll have a look. That could be potentially something.
That'd be fantastic if it could work with the backtester as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't notice that either, to be honest. Thank you. I will have a look. I will have a look to see if I can find out why that was. And that potentially will change. Will change completely if there is a bug in that, will change the whole idea of the strategy and the confirm candle and the backtesting results, and hopefully we'll find something that will be more confirmed. So I'll have a look at that this evening as well, Steve.
Okay.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Just had a quick question. I received a message on Instagram from David Tech account.
Okay, it wasn't me.
But ask for all your money and to sell your property.
Yeah. Like you have no time to do any of this. How could you be messaging individual members? Like
I didn't.
It looked official.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I can totally understand why you got done. I mean, well, if I hope you didn't, you've realised, but somebody from France in the group actually replied to them, and I totally understand because even myself, who's been in crypto for a long time, has been speaking to Crypto's Mustache, who's another YouTuber, on Instagram for about 3 days, and I realised yesterday afternoon, that he actually had an extra T at the end of his name, and it wasn't him in the slightest. So I apologise for. Yeah, I thought that it was very, very realistic. It wasn't him in the slightest. So.
I mean, they had pictures of you and family and everything. I was this looks.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know how, why. I mean, for me, the YouTube seems the worst. I mean, I can put a video up within minutes. I can have hundreds of comments, and none of them are real. And
WhatsApp this number.
Oh yeah, the WhatsApp this number. I can't understand why the YouTube algorithms be so good at.
Scam as soon as she said something about WhatsApp, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah. I'm glad that you saw it before, because the guy that came in unfortunately didn't. Like I said, on YouTube, I can't see why they can't see it. I mean, the dump of comments, the number of comments that I get in one go, and YouTube can't realise that they're fake. I don't understand, and Instagram the same. But I just really don't know how to deal with them, because unfortunately there's just so many of them.
Yes. I just wanted to confirm. Thanks.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. I've just been. It's been on my head ever since you said it. You know, Quasimodo.
Yes.
Can you do that? Like, can you when you're doing it like that? Would you be able to drop? I don't know what you can do with it or not, 'cause I'm not very good at coding, or I don't know about coding. But could you be able to go in? Could you be able to for the entry? Obviously, when the Quasimodo pattern's there for the entry, when you're doing it manually, you drop down in time frames to find a market structure break in the lower time frame. That's where you enter there, and then you go back to your bigger time frame. If you know
Okay. Yes. So very much like the sort of the break of structure that I was talking about earlier. So what I'd do is maybe some kind of really small low pivot, low pivot. So for instance, when I was talking about the break of structure, let me pull. Oh, they're already on the chart. So the same sort of thing.
I come late. I come like.
No problem. No problem, buddy. No problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. I'm happy to repeat it. It's fine. No problem whatsoever.
I'm just excited about this Quasimodo.
Yeah. Yes, I'll tell you. It actually even sort of, it was exactly the same sort of idea as I was talking about a second ago. This isn't a perfect ABC, but an ABC like that, we would have had our break of structure, which would have confirmed our Quasimodo pattern up the top here. And unfortunately, the one that I chose isn't very good at all. But what I wanted to do was use the change of characters. So wait for it to come back and dip below the Quasimodo or the break of structure line here, and then we'll use the really small time frame of the pivot length, of change of character to find the lowest point in this dip and get our entry just here. That was the kind of idea that I was looking for. So we get an entry around there.
How does it calculate the lowest point?
Obviously, it'll never be able to get the exact lowest point. There's what the idea is we're looking for. I'm trying to find the paint tool for. Oh, there it is. There we go. So we're looking for a point that's below the previous break of structure here. And then what it's going to do is use pivots to find, and then we'll look for another ABC pattern inside it. So either an ABC or an ABC continuation pattern. And as soon as we get an ABC pattern in there, that's where our new entry will be inside of that, inside of there. So that was the idea.
I think that'll work. I think that's like 10 times better. And also at the same time, I do think we're asking a bit too much of this strategy, to be fair, because I know it's not possible and that, but we're just asking for everything for it. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be a point where there's just too much gone off into it, and it's just like absolutely been hammered, and it's got every single indicator coded into it. It's got every single market structure break. It's got every pattern in. It's got everything.
And nobody will trade it.
We're gonna have blank screen, and nobody's gonna use it anymore.
Yeah,
the
that's
idea
one
behind
thing.
this is sick, though. Because you can trade like higher time frame with the ABC, and then you just use a quadri whatever, the Notre Dame, to find your entry.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Scrib, on the idea that there's going to be eventually too much inside it, and nobody will end up trading it. Something that I was worried about when we started adding things like Confluence, things like that. Only 3 weeks ago, we were all sharing profit screenshots and things like that, and by adding Confluence and things like that, it does make it a little bit too scary and a bit too busy for actually.
I think for this strategy, I think the Confluence and that, I think the 200 EMA one's really good. I mean,
Yes.
you lose out on quite a few trades, what are decent trades, but I found it doesn't work very. I know obviously you're under the 200 EMA, but when you're pumping, obviously it's not going to work. But imagine having a massive pump from rate low right up to the 200 EMA, and you've missed all that. I think that's the only downside to trading like that. It is good, but I think for the Confluence and that, I think we've got enough on the Confluence side.
Me
I
too,
think
yeah.
obviously, like with the entry side, I think this next, like what you're doing now with entries, that I think that's about as far as we all should be going with this strategy, because like I say, you're just going to get too much. You're going to get too much into it. You invested into it. It's going to be too much. I think the entries, and then that's it. I think not that's it altogether, but I think that is enough to add to it. And then rather than keep adding and saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? You know what I mean?
Totally agree with you.
I think we've got enough going off in it without it being like too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. On all aspects there, I agree that it can become too complicated to even trade if we add too much. And some of these confluences are been very good but if we continue adding too many, we'll never know which ones to choose. It's a good idea to continue looking for ideas and things like that, but maybe build a developer's version or something like that, so that anybody who wants to go a bit further will be able to, and anybody who wants to just get on with trading will be able to get on with trading, which we're all here for, is to make a little bit more money. So hopefully without the trading, I guess it makes it a little bit harder. But yeah,
I mean, there's a couple of things. Obviously, you could keep adding to it, but I mean, as far as it goes as a strategy, it's a good strategy. It's just like the entries and the wicks. That's the only thing I think that is wrong with the strategy, and people agree with me as well. I think there's not much more you need from this strategy other than your entries and it's just some minor problems. I don't think there's nothing else that needs adding to it as a strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that there's maybe like I think the RW 86, I believe it's 86. I can't remember. Yeah, 86. Yeah, has come up with a Fibonacci pattern that seems to work quite well on the second leg there that I will add. Because it may get rid of a couple of bad patterns inside of the actual inside of the number of ABC patterns that we have, but things like I said, Confluence and things like that, maybe we need to maybe, like I said, maybe a developer version, so that we can maybe develop and have a look and then backtest, and if they work really well, we will add them, but otherwise it would stay only inside that developer version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see.
Hey.
Hi.
This is
How you going?
Great stuff. Thank you for all the work you do.
No
I have
problem.
a question about the bot. You made it the beta bot, or the beta version of it.
Yep.
I see that it's completely different than it was yesterday. And
Right.
I do use multiple exchanges and multiple API generators.
Okay.
To add a new one, and I'm not going to be able to differentiate one API from the next, from one to the next exchange.
Okay. Let me add the inputs back for you. The idea was a lot of people were saying that they were fed up with having to re-enter the exchange IDs every time because they disappeared. I was just looking for a way to store them. So what I'll do is I'll just get it so that they're stored in your browser, so that but then you can just remove them easily. I'll do that straight away for you, big one.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No problem whatsoever. I apologise, but I should have spoken to everybody before actually changing the links on that. But yeah, you're right about that as well. Okay.
David, have you been able to figure out how we could do like re-entries? You know, like Kite Crypto will just keep fighting on that same entry line for a certain period of time.
Times done it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, is that something that you think would be possible with this, or?
Yeah, absolutely. The strategy is now more thanks to the backtester aware that it's actually in a trade and not in a trade. So that makes it possible for that kind of strategy as well. I'll update 0.8 and then I'll add things like that, which are things that will make it better for in multiple entries when you're wicked out and things like that. Yeah.
There was one other thing, David, with the backtester that I've just thought about. It does show when you have a lot of trade entries on the screen, you do see some of them overlapping sometimes.
Yes.
And I don't know if there's a way of stopping that, stopping the next one going off. The previous one hasn't finished, either SL or PP.
Yeah, I'll add some kind of hedge mode or something like that as we go along. The idea of the backtester was to try and keep it the same sort of way. Excuse me, as trading view, so it doesn't really take those into account. Those lines there were just for visual more than anything else for manual traders. But like I said, I want it to look and have the same aspect as the other indicators. So there'll be a win over the top with a little flag, and you'll see when you're entry, when you're exiting, with the slightly green background to show you where your profit and your stop loss should be. Those kind of things I'll add as well. Also, maybe somewhere in the backtester table, the price of entry, your stop loss as a figure, and your entry as a figure, so that they're easy to see. Those kind of things I'll add as well. So they're visual, but I hope to improve on them in the near future.
Hi, David. Hello.
Sorry. Is that?
Oh, sorry to cut you. Please complete.
No. It's just no. Carry on, Ojesh. No problem whatsoever. Please do.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much for all the hard work you put in. I have I know because it takes a lot of time to code, even though it may not seem to know people who don't code, but it takes a lot of effort. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.
So I have a couple of things that I had noted down to ask you.
Yes.
First of all, have you found a solution to the repainting issue? Because I've been facing that a lot within the last few days.
Yeah. So as I said at the beginning, the repainting, I believe what's coming from the repainting is this loop back. When it's either on both or forward, I believe that what's happening is that it's actually using the current candle instead of it is using the current candle instead of the previous candle, which this anti-repaint does. Now, the only solution that I've found to that is to continue using the previous candle, but as we move forward, which kind of defeats the idea, but that is possible. But that's the only real solution that I've found to that at the moment. The other one is obviously going to be when we're using higher time frames, and there is the anti-repaint there, which I've improved because unfortunately it seemed like it just come up with NA inside the backtester and gave us zero results before. I've been working on that a little bit over the past couple of days, but I haven't done much yet. But I just need to fix that to find the confirmed EMA from the previous candle. When using that, you might have to come down a bit lower into a lower time frame, because otherwise it may be that it's irrelevant, because when you're looking at a 4-hour candle, you might be looking at 4 hours plus another 4 hours behind. But they're the kind of things we'll just have to back test as we go along. They're the repainting issues that I've been fighting with to try and remove from the Confluence section. I believe they're the only repainting issues that are there, but I may be wrong.
So as now, so as of now, the look back will be working for the last candle only, but not for the current candle or for the next candle.
No, yeah, it does. What happens currently is back will work fine because obviously it's looking in the past and past data doesn't change. When you have forward on, what it does is it uses the current candle and it continues moving forward until it hits the number of look back candles, but it's using the current candle. What I plan to do, or have been trying to do with a fix, is with this anti-repaint on here, it will continue to move forward with you, but it will be using the candle from before until it catches up with you to the final candle, and then either you have your trade that's opened or not, which but on static data that will not change. That's the only way I've managed to find. But like I said, it kind of changes the data because the problem is that it's taking data from the past, even though you're really wanting data from current candles. But it's the only way I've been able to find on things like the Watata.
Yeah, the Watata seems to repaint a lot for the current candle. It goes about blinking on and off before it actually decides where it has to move.
Yes.
I have actually recorded a few videos where the water arter was actually causing the repaint. I think you've already gone through it as well.
Yes.
The other thing is basically, so if we are not using the current candle to confirm a trade or not, then let's say we would have slightly late entries, right?
It won't. Yes and no. Obviously, the backtester is always working on the previous data, so whatever you're backtesting is on that calculation anyway. But yeah, it will obviously, if the Watata displays on a 1 minute candle, it'll be from the candle 1 minute ago and not the current candle that you're on, because there is no way of confirming a green dot or whatever it is that's displayed until the next candle, and that's where the problem comes along. Like you see.
All right. Can we have a force no repaint option, as in once it says yes, then let's just update the values to yes instead of going back to no?
TradingView have added variables which are static variables, but they still tend to disappear. I'll play with the options to see if I can find a way of doing it. I wanted to do something with that for the premium discount zones, maybe a fixed line which will not move, because obviously that's another one. If you're in future data, but it's not really future but current data on candles that are after the ABC, they can move around, but obviously because of the data is on the candle which is moving. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do it so that it's on a static candle, static lines that don't move and won't move until the next candle. Like I said, the problem that we face with TradingView, and is one of the reasons that I'm exploring at the moment Just Trade and Python and things like that, is because I'm trying to get candles to be more static and have backups with databases and things like that. I've recently been looking at Just Trade because it seems to be quite good and seems to be something which I could code Python scripts for, looking for those kind of things, but I'm just looking for something with a web interface so that not everybody needs to learn any code or anything like that. They can just plug it in and work. But that's the only way that I can do it, is either converting to Python or using previous candle data, unfortunately.
All right. About your premium discounting moving, I kind of feel like, would it not be wrong to make it static at some point, because it kind of focuses on the lower low of the day, I guess. So, for example, I've posted a link in the chat column of this voice channel.
Yes. Okay.
So
let me have a look. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Right. Okay. Yep. Got it.
So if you check out that link, basically it's a video where I have managed to record the stop loss being, it's being pushed down as the pivot moves lower, because that's how we have set it to work, right? I mean, it will take the lower low of the last candle, but this was the last candle that had broken down a second ago, and it triggered an ABC entry, but it's also the last candle. So it kept pushing the stop loss to, go more down and, below the levels. I don't think there is a way to overcome this one, because then how would you decide if you are going to trade or not? Because the way it has to work is that it has to take a lower low.
Absolutely, that's what I was saying. Is unfortunate with trading view platform is that unfortunately we don't have any kind of databases to be able to connect to say this was the low when I took my entry, which is not a great solution. The problem, the solution is using the anti-repaint, but like you just said, that actually takes the low from the previous day, not the actual low from the day where we're currently trading. So it changes the actual strategy and the way that the strategy reacts. But if it's calculated in the calculations of the backtester, there's no reason. Well, there is reasons, because trading strategies work differently in real markets than backtesting. But if it works in your backtesting, it just gives you that little bit more data to see if it would work on that range from the day before.
So basically, what I think is that by logic right now, we can't really, make the discount premium or the Fibonacci stop losses to the lower low static right now, right? At least on trading view.
As far as I'm aware, no. Like I said, what I'm trying to do is convert this data to a static line instead. So when you take an entry, that becomes a static line, and that has no longer any correlation to the actual day or anything like that. It's just a static line that has a price value, and that value will not change in the slightest. And that's what I'm trying to do to try and overcome that. Meaning that if price does dump like it did, you obviously be stopped out if you're in a long, but that line will not repaint or move once it's on the screen. But it's something.
Yeah, that's great. That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. Yeah.
So another thing was that I am kind of liking the Confluences I've said pretty much. Like I'm using the fair value gaps, discount premium strict, and the water data. I mean, obviously after the repainting is solved, I kind of find it very nice, because it kind of removes all the smaller entries and leaves out the big ones.
Yes.
Now that you've added more Confluences, I am concerned that I will have to replace the water data with something. So is it possible for you to add a fourth option to use any of the Confluence along with these three?
Sure, no problem whatsoever. For 4 Confluences is not a problem for me at all. I can add a fourth one there. I need to write that down. Just spare me 2 seconds. I'll write it down, because otherwise I will not remember. Yeah.
It's 2023, and we have an option to put 72 Confluences on the ABC strap. Once.
Yeah.
It won't be every 10 years.
But it's a good trade. It's a good trade.
3 million%.
Yeah. I just typed it into the AMA. I'll remember that way. No problem. There isn't. I haven't actually found any great uses for some of these yet. Like you said earlier, unless we find some extremely good uses for them, maybe it'll be a good idea to eventually, before releasing this to as a non-beta version, to remove ones that are useless if they're no use to anybody. But we'll see as we go along.
I'll have to watch a video on that. Vector candles. I've never ever used them before like that, but the best ones on there, I think, is FVG and discount premium. They're the best ones.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Out of all of them.
Yeah, me too. They're the ones.
Okay.
Is that not because they are not coded correct yet? Now you have the cross as green red with wave trend, but normally you don't have to go long when the green dot is above the 0 line, for example.
Normally, So what we're talking about on. Sorry, Mark. I didn't get it.
Confluence for wave trend, for example.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Wave trend. When the green dot is on.
The green dot for long must not at the middle line. You have to be below the middle line.
Yeah, for the wave trend strict, that is the case. For the wave trend non-strict, that isn't the case. I added both of them so that we had the choice. It's the same thing as the wata ata. I have to work out a way to go forward so that we can check in the not in the future, but you see what I mean. As we're moving forward, we could confirm an ABC that's in the past. But the problem being is that the wave trend might get a green dot, but as you're checking the previous candle and not the candle that you're currently on, because you don't want it to repaint, it often misses entries. I find.
Yes, because when I manually check the wave trend, then it's very good indicator. But when I add the confluence in the ABC strategy, then it's useless for me.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you there as well. When I was manually trading this, when we were all manually trading this inside the forum and manually trading it with the wave trend, it was one of the best ones. But as a programmed version of it, it's always waiting for that candle before, and it doesn't have the visual eyes on it. It doesn't sit there going, "Oh, that green dot happened one candle too late," and it doesn't get the entry because of that. That's some of the problems that I need to continue looking at as we go along to try and make it better. Let me just answer a couple of these questions in the chat here, because there's quite a few. Hi David, any chance to TP options? Could you add a ABC to the TP options, please? So it sells when ABC is triggered in the opposite direction. You could use, like I said earlier today, you could use the BOS entries that I'm going to be adding and the other entry options to do what you just asked. David, will break even and trading stop be included in this release? It'll be in release 0.8, which is the next release, yes. So Grant sent me another, the Delta volume. Yes, that was one that I looked at when I was adding what's his name? The Lazy Bears. So I'll have a look at that as well, but obviously we'll just have a look as we go along. Then there was a couple of other questions. Currently noticed that it's firing really quickly. Fires too early. Yeah, that's something that James that I'm trying to work on, is trying to find maybe some more entries, going back to the idea of a confirmed candle, or the high of a candle like the 2B pattern, or the Quasimodo, to try and get better entries as well. And then there's a couple of random numbers. I don't know what they correlate to. But anyway. Yeah, David. Can we expect the... Yes, the magnifier feature in the boilerplate. I've been working also on the boilerplate this week. Like I said, I put it slightly to the side to try and get this one working as best as possible. The ABC focusing on something for a couple of weeks, so that we could have the best possible indicator together, build together. But I have also worked over the past couple of days on the boilerplate for the next release. I will be adding things like the magnifier, which is already part of Trading View, but it will work better with the trading strategy.
What? Sorry.
The magnifier. There's a new feature. Yeah. Which is good for the trailing stop losses and things like that. It helps to see a bit better. It just looks on lower time frames. So yeah. David, must say you're a hard working man. Thank you very much. Time for family. I see them on the weekends. They're all right. They're good. Thank you very much, James. Win rate is simply because the alert's coming. Live trades opening. James, I'll have to look to see.
David,
Hi there.
I was wondering, is there like a tutorial page or something that reference for the indicator, like just consistently updated?
Yeah, what I've been doing is I've been doing small videos and short videos and things like that, and I've been adding it to the release. Where is it at the top here? The announcements channel. I've been adding short videos and ideas of how to trade this, the trading strategy, the updates, and all of that in there. I've done a couple of videos on YouTube. I will endeavour to try and build some kind of a course for, well, not a course because I don't feel as though, just some kind of structured way of putting all of the videos together under a smart money concepts library inside the site very soon.
David.
Yes.
You probably gonna have to start a YouTube channel just for this indicator.
Regarding his question, I said I would have asked you last time, but I forgot to ask you. It'd be easier if you because people come into general chat and they're saying this, that, and other. It'd be easier if you could just like transfer them to one page. I said like you could choose, just like whoever, like Vlad or something, or whatever, just to make like a little page just for, look, this is every week, just something that's new. So so when they're asking there, they can just look at the side of the Discord page, and there is a little channel, literally what has changed. And obviously, when you update that, put it in there. All they have to do then is go straight to there. That is exactly what's changed, instead of like going over everything.
Yeah, I have endeavoured try to do that for this one with the announcements. Maybe the name's wrong because it certainly doesn't really explain itself very well. And also,
if you just add one what's saying what's new, if you just add a channel what's new this week or something, or just a latest settings, or just so people can see it. And as soon as if I seen something on side saying latest whatever, I know you do. I know you've got a channel for your videos and that, but if I seen something on side of Discord saying latest settings or latest update, you click on that first because you're like, oh, well, let me catch up and let me see what's happened, and then you're already up to scratch before you're in general chat asking 3,000 million questions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally understand, and I agree that maybe that's the wrong name. There's a bit too much information even in the announcement channel. Maybe it should be more towards the updates of the scripts, not like some of the events and the recordings and things like that. So I will.
Just one big capital letters. What's new? That's
what's
it.
New?
That's all I think. Just something like that. Because as soon as anybody sees that, it's simple. That is exactly where they're going. You know what I mean? And obviously your channel's just going to grow. The Discord's just going to grow. You're just going to get more and more members. Community's going to get bigger, and then you'll have 30,000 people in here with about 3 million questions in one day saying what's this, what's that, when they could have just clicked on what's new, and then they know exactly where they're at.
I agree. You're right. I was going to say you're right, definitely. I will add something like what's new at the top there. The announcements doesn't show enough. It looks like an announcements channel, which it is, but it's also got too much mixed information. So, like you said, it may be a what's new for ABC or something like that. Totally.
Yeah, it's just for newer members, or just for people who don't get a chance to check every day or check every minute a day or every time something happens. Just so when they come back, they know where to
what's
go.
going on?
What's
What's happening?
Yeah. It's easy for them.
I'm looking through the announcements now, and it does look like spaghetti in a toilet bowl. There's a lot of different updates here.
Yeah, in the toilet bowl. Go on.
I like that. That's good.
It's a lot of different updates, so kind of sift through which ones are pertinent. So
I need to separate.
Agree. There should be like a separate channel, perhaps, or.
Yeah. Totally agree. It needs to maybe the
one's just
sorry.
someone's just put a dedicated channel in Discord for every indicator, but I mean, I don't think that's the thing. You know, I think there'll be too much information then, won't there? Do you know what I mean? Because there's an absolute mountain of stuff you've done in this group already.
Yeah, there's quite a few things. I mean, the problem also for me is that I'm one person, and to sift through all those channels, it would be absolutely a nightmare. So I tried to dedicate my time to being in general. I've got Vlad, who's fantastic, and a lot of members that help as well, to help each other, which is great. But it's for me to be able to sift through 50 channels would be a nightmare. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think just what's new. That's it. That's all it needs. Because obviously you mentioned that you're updating boilerplates and stuff like that. It's all there, all the information you need in what's new. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and keep the competitions into an announcement channel and YouTube videos in the announcement channel, and just in what's new for like a sort of a diary with what's going on, whatever, and what's going on inside the scripts as such, and the trust. Yep, great idea.
David,
Yes.
did you manage to figure out that issue with the close placeholder?
Yes, that's fixed. Yes, it is, Odesh. Yes, fixed
Okay,
in 0.8. Fixed. There's going to be also a placeholder for the second level of fib, and also I will add a third level of fib as well, so that way you've got the 3 levels as normal. So you take profit on 3 levels.
Also, I was kind of wondering, can you add divergences as a Confluence just to give it a shot? Because I actually saw what's happening is like when we're going in an uptrend and an ABC is triggered, and then it goes to hits a stop loss, and then another ABC is triggered right on that break of structure, and then a third one until we get to the fourth one, which takes us all the way down. But then until we develop these 3 or 4 trades, sometimes I think there's a divergence, and the fourth one can, in some situations, be a confirmed entry. So is it possible for you to add divergence to the Confluence as well?
Yeah, RW86 has a divergence cloud that he was talking about. So I was looking to add something like a divergence cloud inside of the Confluence. Areas here. So yes, you can see that the Confluence is like you just said. They always hit the ABCs. I was thinking maybe a cloud or a weighting them like we've done with the. Sorry, just bear me 2 seconds. Weighting them very much like we've done with the fair value gaps. Weighting them to see if there's X number of divergences behind us or something like that. Maybe we could do that, or maybe if there's divergences in the MACD and the RSI and other indicators, we could sort of put extra weight to that ABC than just something that's got a single RSI divergence. So there are a couple of ideas that I've had. Recently.
That would be great. So actually, because the placeholder was not working for me, I had to take trades manually this week. That turned out to be a good thing because I managed to, when I was getting because I've set up alerts on 100 coins now, so I'm getting alerts 20 a day, sometimes even in 15 minutes. So what I've used to filter it out is, I love the new leading indicators, but sometimes I just feel like, the old school RSI and the ADX and the MFI, sometimes it does really act up very well with the confirmation part.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, just bear me 2 seconds.
Oh, Josh, can you see in chat what someone's called you?
No.
No, that's not me.
Your new name is Mr. Confluence.
I'm sorry. I'm getting 300 alerts a day.
Mr. Confluence is here, look. Mr. Confluence is here again. What do they want now?
Wait, let me change my Discord name for that. Anyway, another thing. I kind of wanted to know how the, this ABC detection works. So I actually used to think it was a zigzag that you have used to, analyze these highs and lows.
Yes. Yeah.
But then when I put up a zigzag to match up with it, it did not match up.
And there's several different algorithms that you can use to have zigzags on. There's pivot highs also and pivot lows. I have been through quite a few since the very, very beginning. I've also started this one here, which uses pivot highs and pivot lows on a That's not the right one, is it? It isn't showing anything. Oh, yes, it is. Currently, the one that we've used is pivot highs and pivot lows, creating and drawing the zigzag pattern from. I can't remember who the developer was. I used in the first version of David Tech. I found that this one gave us better entries. The reason being it took a lot less time for it to confirm. So that's why we've used the pivots on this one.
All right, you know best. So are you adding this divergence cloud or the RSI thing in this update or the next one?
The divergence cloud, I'm not sure if I managed to get it done. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go to see if I can get it done by the end of the evening. If I can, I will add it. No problem. The code has been...
And that will already do the RSI, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And do we have a...
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, carry on.
No,
carry on.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing really interesting, honestly. I just carry on, mate.
All right, so can we have like a multi-time frame option with those divergence clouds as well? Like if you're trading on a lower time frame, use a higher time frame as a Confluence.
If
Confluence.
if it's gonna be for today, and I get it in today, it will be as a normal Confluence. I will look to see if I can do it on higher time frames and lower time frames in the next version.
All right. Okay. Last thing. What about these extended ABC lines? For example, right on the chart as well, you can see a lot of ABCs are getting, they trigger when the pattern has closed at least like 10, 20 candles.
As I said, they were just there for visual representation. They're not there for they don't have any real logic behind them. They're just there to visually show you where a potential stop loss should be set, etc. The idea of
not that one.
Oh, sorry.
So what I mean by that is right on, like, over here.
The ones which I'm trying to cancel out by a number of candles, something like this one here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like this.
Yeah, something that I need to. I haven't had enough time to code. The way that I'm going to do it is, I hope, is using things like this, Fibonacci, which will filter them out. A Fibonacci trend, which will allow us to check to make sure that we're not too big underneath. Another way would be to count the number of candles to make sure that there's not too many candles between the dip and the ABC. They're the only two ways that I can think of at the moment. I won't be able to code in the... Yeah, I might be able to get the Fibonacci in the next update. And if I can, I'll get that in there for everybody as well.
Does the just a quick one, David? Does does your strat, this ABC strat, does it count? Does it measure the second leg?
Does it measure the leg? It measures, so it does. Yes, so it measures all three legs. Yes, it has a reference for all of them to make sure that one is bigger than that one, etc. It also has a look back period of 100 candles to make sure that it's bigger. The B is smaller than 100 candles as well. The reason I added that was because it's detecting a lot of very small patterns which weren't very good, so I added that as well. But yeah, it has a reference for all of them, so if anybody's...
Does it measure it by fib as well?
Not in the current version. That's something that I'm looking at the moment. My idea was
that would sort a lot for the actual sorry, that would sort it for the actual the ABC and that, I think.
Yes. What I'm trying to do...
If it measures the legs on the fib trend.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is using the trend one here for the trend, what's it called? The trend fib trend extension, is it? Yeah. I'm trying to do that. And trying to pull it out from here to the second leg, the first and the second leg, and to make sure that the third is above the 0.618 at least, which means that it makes a perfect pattern. There is another way of doing it as well, which I saw in, which is to put it out on this leg here, and then to make sure it's above the 1.2, 1.272, I think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So those two pretty much end up at the same
Probably
price.
I'm asking is because I actually watched an extra. I've been watching extra videos on it, but I already knew about it. But I'll watch extra videos on it, and it just reminded me when you were on about fibs that to
Yeah.
ask you if you're gonna have one that measures like the legs. 'Cause
Yeah.
I measure every leg. I measure every single leg on an ABC if I'm manual anyway. So.
Yeah, I know. That's yeah, I know. It's yourself and RW that put me onto the idea of measuring each leg, and I know it makes sense. It makes sense because it's filtering out any too smaller patterns or patterns where the legs are not equal or not long enough, etc.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense, even just logically outside of the fib idea. It makes sense that each leg should be a different length as such.
I think we should just go ahead and delete all of the other indicators that you did from our TradingView accounts, right?
Oh, no, it depends. I still have myself, Wolf and Bear, and some other ones running. I also.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, no.
The ABC money one is just the end all be all, man. It's the alpha and the omega.
Yeah, I do hope this was the idea. Was this one to the Wyckoff theory and everything behind it just made so much sense to me that I just wanted to spend time building it and making it as best as possible. And I do believe that sometimes I become a bit scattergun and maybe the best idea is to focus on something for a bit and see if it works. And with everybody's help, it seems to be going in the right direction. So yeah, I hope this will become the David Tech strategy that everybody is trading profitably and happy in general.
And Mr. Confluence has got 700 confluences on it still.
Poor old
Can I ask
a question? This should measure your success in the amount of Lambos purchased by your followers.
Parked out the front of my front door, yeah, on top of each other.
So each Lambo, that's a point on the board.
Well, I look forward to
I'll give you one Lambo for each confluence you add.
Thanks, Jeff. Tom, you had a question, mate?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So you've been coding for a while now, and you've been coding some different strategies like hyper scalpers and 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hourly scalpers and all that kind of stuff. From like, how are your results? What do you experience yourself? I mean, I understand the idea of the Wyckoff method behind the ABC pattern, but there's so many scalping opportunities. Did you have different results, or did you have really good results with different ones, or?
Yeah, the reason that I went over to the market structure idea, it's not really the Wyckoff in itself, is that I was looking for, since the very, very beginning, there's some of the strategies that I've been running for a long time in the background and never had any real problems, but math doesn't seem to do multi-coin particularly well. To put it honestly, you have what happens is you find a good settings for Bitcoin, and then you have to go and find one that's adapted slightly better for Ethereum and things like that. As market structure, the theory behind market structure, higher highs, lower lows, etc., we all know works everywhere. Well, I believe it does anyway, and it does. It seems to when you find the lower highs and the higher highs and the lower lows, etc., and then look at the patterns inside. It very, very much easily moves from one market to another, whether it's Forex, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum. No matter what it is, it moves very, very easily. It seems very good at when market changes and dips on you. It seems very, very good, or dips on you, or turns into a bear market like we are, or whatever it is. It just seems that it manages much better than than math or as I put it.
Yeah.
That's the reason that
I
I've
mean,
put. Sorry.
she performs everywhere. It's the horror of indicators.
Absolutely.
When any chart is going to perform.
Oh my god.
Spaghetti and meatballs. The horror of it. Yeah. So that's the reason that I've put so much effort into it. It's also something that I've been trading since very very beginning, to be honest, manually. I liked quite Crypto's logic behind it. I like the way that he puts everything into an if-else statement, which goes very well with me because I like coding. And for me, it just seemed that a good logic. And then I come across Wyckoff, which I read a lot about, and started to understand the areas of accumulation and distribution, and the most importantly the spring pattern and the UTAD, which looked a lot like the ABC, and it started putting the puzzle together for me. And as I was moving it around coins, it seemed to be work well on all coins. All coins, a lot of coins, especially Sol. So that's why
an absolute beast.
Yeah.
An absolute beast.
So that's why.
It's the biggest winner on all of them.
I could tell. I've been going through them regularly on very low time frames, trying to debunk them, and they certainly very good. So that's the reason behind my line of thought of the smart money concepts and ABCs and Wyckoff, and why I've put more effort into this one than the math concepts behind them. Not that the other ones aren't fantastic on scalping as well, but this one I was just looking for something where I could go, right, okay, welcome to David Tech. Here's a strategy and here's how to trade it. If you're looking for something where a little bit more Ethereum or more that you want to spend some time setting up, this one might work very well for you on a 5-minute, but this one was more of a general all-rounder for and it seems to be working quite well. So
even still though, there's still different settings for different coins. I've been through
I
don't know, it's a lot different. There's for every coin. I've gone through all my trades, and there's just I ended up shutting my book last night and just like going down and laying down, because I was thinking this is going to take me a long time to for all my trades to work out what's the best for each thing and what's the best stop loss, what's the best fib line, and everything for each coin. So I just shut the book and I thought, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow when I get an update.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. There's also the Confluence that we're adding that has math behind it, which kind of needs those updates, needs that little bit of a tweaking as well. So it has that as well, but it just for me felt as it would be it stands up better as such.
David, on the scalping strategy concept,
Yes.
I think the last AMA I asked you about implementing a like basically how the fib take profits use the R&R filter.
Yes.
I was still interested in having the R&R filter apply to the fixed take profit. So when, for instance, you have again like they're entering on the same trigger, right? Like the same bull or bear symbol, right?
Yes. Right.
But having it be able to basically see what the larger pattern is, like if it's going to be a potentially a bigger run with like the R&R filter might help with the fixed take profit and strategy. So I was looking at it like in a scalping way, where you would be looking for like whatever, like 1 or 2% or something like that.
Yes.
But if the fib pattern shows that it's going to be a very small movement, it would be great to like not even take that trade if possible. And I didn't know if it was possible to connect that filter to the fixed take profit as well.
Okay. So yeah. That's a good concept.
I think that's good. That
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I will give it a go. I need to write that down as well because yeah, I will.
We're never going to get off ABC straight away. We're just going to stay on this for years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good concept without doubt. Looking for the actual fib just in case it's too small, like you said, could filter out quite a few bad trades. Yeah, great idea. Great idea. Just bear me 2 seconds. My pen's ran out of ink, and I need to find a pen because otherwise I'm not going to remember all.
It's all confluences you've been writing down for Gosh.
So fib.
I'll buy the ink when I get money.
Absolutely, Josh. Fib TP check big on percentage. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's a great idea. Great idea. Okay, so that was pretty much everything that I've updated anyway. I have updated the bot, which you can see here. We've been adding a bit more memory to make it a bit faster. I've been optimizing the scripts in the background, which I'll be releasing soon for more optimized. The main important thing that I've added, because it was something that was stopping a lot of trades, is the fixed USDT amount here inside of the David Tech bot or endless margin. It means now that you can choose to use a USDT as the fixed amount instead of a percentage of balance. Before it was a fixed amount, but it would have been a fixed amount in your crypto, which didn't make a lot of sense because if you were on Ethereum, your fixed amount would be completely different to Bitcoin. Unfortunately, in Bybit's API, there is no real way of getting a absolute fixed amount in USDT. So what Endless Margin has done is he's gone away and calculated it. It gets as close as possible with the current price of whatever you're trading, and you'll get the USDT amount so that you can so that you can enter with USDT amount instead of a percentage of balance if you're wanting to trade like that. And that was about all I had. What
time's the update then? That's bit of information.
Absolutely. I've got the divergence clouds to fit. I'll try and do all of the fibs as best as I possibly can to get them to fit as well. I'll probably be coding until about 4 o'clock in the morning, so I expect it about 4 o'clock in the morning UK time. So I know it'll be tomorrow. I'll send you a message. I'll phone you.
And we will wake up for it.
Yeah.
Right, so it looks like I'm getting up an hour early for work and I'm setting all my bots up.
Yeah, same here.
I do my best to try and get it out as early as possible, but I really do think with all of the divergence clouds and the fibs and all of that, I think the closest I'm going to get is like when I go to bed about 5.
It's fine.
David,
at least it's getting updated.
No problem. Yeah, Tom.
Do we need to put the API in again when we restart?
The API for the alerts.
Yeah, the bot. Well, like basically put your keys
It'll
back
just be
in
setting
and
up
all
again,
that.
won't it? You'll just be setting up again, I'd say.
Yeah, as before, every time you went in, you had to put the API codes in, and now it just stores it for you, so you don't have to put it in each time. So they're there for you. Yeah. Just a bit of a time saver, but
because when you're setting up the bots anyway, you know, like if you just keep one tab open with and then put you just say got one tab open with Bitcoin, it already stores in there anyway.
Yes, yeah.
When you change your coin, it's already there anyway, isn't it? So it takes like literally 2 minutes to set all your coins up.
Yeah, it was just like when you're coming back or whatever, if you've closed the tab or whatever, that caused it to delete for quite a lot of people. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I must just have done it right then.
Yeah, your experience.
It just took me like literally 2 minutes. All like, yeah, man. Someone was like, "You set 20 coins up already?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I have. It only took me like 15 minutes at most."
Who needs bots, eh?
Yeah.
David.
Yes.
Yeah, I really hate that you have to go till 4 a.m. I mean, you don't have to just start the Confluence and the rest can wait.
No, I code until that time anyway, mate. Don't worry. I'm always up until about 4ish coding anyway, because that's the lifestyle I like. I've always coded until then anyway. Thank you, Dave. Don't worry about it, OJS. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you, mate.
He's not bothered about coding Confluence. He codes things to fetch him cups of tea and that, so it's all right.
Absolutely. Drone them in.
Yeah.
I drink so much tea, the best.
On the 0.5 Fibonacci level, and that's where I'll have
it. Absolutely. Right.
David.
Yeah, sure, mate. Yes, Marco.
Will you come with a solution when we want to set up 50 or 100 coins, so that we can easily create alerts for those?
Yeah, absolutely. The screener is the solution to our problems for that, and is what I'm going to be setting up. The reason I haven't done it is because we were all looking for settings and things like that, and it just didn't make sense for me to build it and then delete it and build it and build it, delete it. So my idea is. Most probably over the weekend, if I've got enough time, I will update the screener with the new features. That way we can start adding those. Much easier using that. There is going to be some things that you can't do inside of the screener. For instance, if you're using a lot of multi-time frame things inside the Confluence. It will not be possible inside the screener because the screener's already got a lot of work, and unfortunately we're limited to the amount of time that it can go away and search for information. And when you start adding too many multi-time frame things into it, it will stop it from working. Will stop it from working completely. There is a couple of solutions. Either what we can do is we can add maybe a smaller table with a smaller number of coins, and then just add it a couple of times to the chart. That may be a solution, but that is the only solution I have to that. Other than that, there is somebody who has built an alert plugin for Chrome, and what I thought was somehow building it so that it automatically deletes and removes your alerts and then re-adds them. But I haven't had enough time to look at the code behind it to see whether it's a plausible solution or not.
David, I've been using something someone a bit Dilati shared with me. I'll just paste it in the chat. It automatically adds all the alerts to like the 100 coins, so I don't complain about it anymore.
Cool. Where did you put that, Josh?
Right over there in the chat column.
Fantastic. That may be. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is cool. Well, there you go for anybody looking for a script to automatically add the alerts. Perfect.
Hey, David, I want to add something to the conversation. I noticed during the live stream, I had a few trades triggered on the break of structure.
Okay.
Set up, doing wrong. Close that immediately, and it happened a number of times.
Gwen, it cuts off while you're talking. I believe that the problem is that you've had a couple of trades that have happened on the break of structure. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know why that would happen unless you are on an old version of the indicator. That may be one of the reasons. The other reason may be
it's no. I just added into it a few hours ago.
Okay.
Beginning the stream.
Okay. Let me think of why. There's only a couple of reasons that would happen. Is one, there's a repainting indicator inside of the Confluences. and it may have just disappeared. So it says a break of structure, not an ABC. That would be caused by something like the wata'ata going against you afterwards. The only way you can currently fix that is to set look back to 0 and then press the anti-repainting here. That will remove.
That's exactly how I have it.
Okay, so that wouldn't be the reason. What else would be a reason? So the ABC is no longer showing on the chart, but it says break of structure and you've had an alert. Is that correct? You're going to have to. Is it possible for you to share your settings with me on the chat sometime, and I'll have a look, because offhand I can't really see why it would do that. But I will look.
I don't understand what it's done.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Great. No problem. Yeah. I think there's
David.
Yes.
I'm just going to paste something into. James has got to go, but he said, "Will somebody run this by David?" James, I've just copied and pasted what he put in.
Start by allowing the rocket brand to creating videos.
And then if you look 2 messages up, is maybe put a button on or prevent the alert from happening on the break of structure candle. But I've just read through it, and I don't think sometimes you get the break of structure signal, and there's a big massive dump going straight down, and you really want to be on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately, that is the problem with the strategy, is finding the good balance between finding those fantastic trades and being in trades where you're being stopped out on the. And the candle in the burst and not allow first signals.
Because then obviously if it's not giving you the rocket on the candle that's broke the structure, then obviously you're going back to your late entries. I don't think I don't know.
I don't know how it'd be possible, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. I'll have a look. I'll see if I can find some ideas, but I don't know.
I think it's best how it is. I mean, I know people are getting stopped out on that, but I think it's just. I think it's I think it's part of the.
It is part of the strategy. It is small stop losses, and hopefully we'll work out ways of getting those absolutely humongous risk to rewards, like the ones that we started off with the trailing stop loss with breaks of structure, instead of an ATR or something like that. I think that's where our gold will be, is when we're following a trade from all the way down here where we get a ABC, and we're just following it all the way up until it breaks structure, or maybe even on a bigger ABC, a bigger pivot level. This works well, where you look for a bigger pivot level after you've got in on a lower pivot level, and just follow that structure up to where it gets another ABC in the opposite direction. I think that that's where like I said, our big wins are going to be, and there are losses, but I think that's where the gold mine is inside this trading strategy myself.
Well, when you released is the strategy, and obviously we were taking big wins, we were getting like 1,000 wins, 800 wins, 500s, 400s before you released it as a strat. And then I went to bed, I set my strats up, and I went to bed. I woke up in the morning and I had 100%, a 250%. I was like, it's just the same. It's just So I was proper jumping about. And but I've had big wins since. I've had like 100 win today, 100% win today. But when I first set it up for the first few hours, it didn't do anything, and then I woke up in the morning and I had a 250% win, and now 100%. I was like, oh my god, it's working. Since that it's traded well. It still took trades and still traded well, but it's they're few and far between them big uns.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the trailing stop loss maybe not the right word, because it's a different logic behind the trading stop loss. But like I said, aiming for those high, or even the next next ABC in a different direction, in the opposite direction, maybe where we take the full amount of profit, which will get obviously those much bigger trades. I think, and that's the idea behind Kite's idea of the ABC. Which I like so much and was trading for quite a while. I was getting lots of risk to rewards of 8s and 9s and 10s, very small stop losses, and getting back in, even though my stop losses were 0.9, which is slightly larger, I think, than Kite himself. I think that the big risk to reward is definitely good for this strategy. Sorry.
He says he uses 1% to 1.5% most of the times.
Oh, does he now? Okay, cool. I noticed that he's also started trading a bit more. Well, not him particularly, but a couple of his users are trading the ABC continuation, which is slightly different to his ABC. I noticed a couple recently, where they're trading more something that would be something more like this, I guess, where they're getting in here as well, which wasn't the original strategy. But yeah, there's a couple of them. Not everybody. I like the other ABC because of the small stop losses personally.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
It's a great way to step in as a new trader as well. You just risk like $1 or something, and then you're like, $20 awesome, and then you can build your account back.
Absolutely.
And then your settings don't work for another 3 days, so you're like, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What shall I do here?
It
What shall I do
coming?
I was a bit like that.
We need
today.
a little channel at side saying what's new, because they must have changed something.
Yeah. It was a bit like that today for me. I was on the 10-second time frame trying to test the things, the alerts to make sure that they're working perfectly with this new USDT thing, and I was putting $10, no, it was $20 in each trade, and it was going off like every I don't know, every less than a minute, and it was going off, and I was earning $1 here, $1 there. It was quite exciting to trade the old 10-second. Unfortunately, it didn't work out particularly profitable, but yeah. But when you get dumps on the 10 seconds, you go, geez, what's happening? And it's actually really nothing at all. But
Zoom out and have a look at it then.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Unless anybody's got any other questions, I will leave you to it so that I can finish the updates and get all these new confluences added for Ojash.
Yeah.
No, just joking, Ojash. No
Every
problem.
time Confluence gets said, no, I'm just going to think about Ojash.
No, it is right. It's good. It's a good way to go forward. Thank you very much to everybody. I don't know if I answered everybody's question inside of the chat over the side here. Let me have a look to see if anybody's said anything on YouTube. Just the latest version is 2.7. Yes, Fibonacci's added for the bots. You can add them, no problem. Great to have a cheat sheet instead. There's a cheat sheet which for the placements, which is David Tech / placeholders. You can find that there. Would love to see some tooltips. I totally agree. I need to put more tooltips and more explanations to everything. It's just a bit hard at the moment because we're updating quite often. So, but I will get round to doing like a full, like I said, not a course, but a more structured way of going through everything and putting some tooltips on everything and the way as I go along.
Start a new channel.
Yeah, another one.
Start a new channel and chuck one of your people in it. Just chuck one of your people so they can answer everyone's questions. They'll be there for about 3 hours, and then they'll pull their hair out and they'll smash the PC up.
Thanks, Script. Any chance you can put together a one-page cheat sheet? Yes, absolutely, I will. Like I said, for the placeholders, it's on placeholder / placeholder, and I will go through as with refined all of the entries and things like that. There is also a load of cheat sheets inside of the announcements channel, a load of PDFs in there, which has got all of the entries that you can get. There's about 20 PDFs in there that Andrea made for us, so you'll be able to find them inside the announcement channel. Thanks, David. Thanks for your work. No problem. Thank you very much for everybody for joining me. I've got a couple of questions. Please go ahead. No problem. I'm guessing that was...
Thank you. It's my first AMA with you. The first question would be, what is the best time frame for this ABC pattern?
Hi and welcome to the group. First of all, the best time frames depends on what you're looking for, I guess. It seems to work quite well. I like the 15-minute personally, and that's going to be my personal opinion. I'm not sure. Skip, what would you say is your favourite time frame?
5 and 15, but at the minute, obviously trading strategy, just as it is a strategy, because we're testing it, I'm on 5 minutes because obviously you're getting results faster,
Faster,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'm on 5. But before we were all on 15 when we first started all trading it together. We were on 15 and we were catching every trend together. So
yes, yeah. So 15 is probably a good idea for anybody just getting started, I guess. Keep away from the 10 seconds because it does get a bit hectic.
You'll be dead.
Thank you. The second question would be, have you ever coded an EA, an expert advisor for MetaTrader, and do you think you'll soon transfer your ABC strategy once it's mature to MetaTrader?
Yeah, a couple of people have asked recently because this one seems to work quite well on stock forex, anything outside of crypto world, for me to create an EA. I started the whole of this venture before even really using TradingView myself much. Started by coding EAs, so I do have a little bit of experience in it. And yeah, I'd love to visit the idea and convert it into an EA. Like I said, also as we go along and we find our perfect entries, as I call them, I'd like to also convert it into Python so you can have it running on a desktop in the background as a full bot system as well. So anybody, so we covered like 360, so everybody can trade it in the way that they want to, either bots or manually. So the answer is yes in the future.
Thank you.
I think you should just keep it for us, to be fair. That's for our community.
It will.
To be fair,
Sorry,
to be fair to you, I think if you're successful trading Bitcoin, you'll probably be more successful trading anything else. I think Bitcoin is sort of the apex predator of what you want to be able to be trading.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that as well. That if you manage to trade successfully crypto, you probably can trade anything because it's probably one of the harder assets to trade. I like it because I grew up with crypto. I've always been in crypto. I've been a blockchain developer before. Before, I mean, I've worked on some blockchain developments and things like that. So that's how I ended up in crypto. But yeah, a lot of people have said to me that we should try trading other things because it's probably easier.
The next question would be, maybe I missed it, maybe that feature already exists, but when do you envision your bot on Bybit will support BTC Inverse Perpetual?
I'm going to have to ask Endless that because Endless is what happened was Endless actually built the bot. He's a community member. He built the bot, and I decided to help with code and help him with the cost of servers and things like that, so that he can continue developing. I will ask Endless how long it'll take him to integrate it. Also, a question that somebody else asked me as well, so I will ask him during the day for you.
Thank you very much. I think this is an important point because I think a lot of Bitcoin maxis like me would like to keep it in Bitcoin instead of having to convert it. But thank you. The next question I'd have is, would it make sense to compound positions in ABC patterns instead of taking profits, or on the contrary, to start with a much larger position and then reduce on the first take profit, and then let the rest run with a sort of trailing stop?
Yeah, that's how I traded it. First of all, I traded it personally by. I had kind of two. No, my main method that I was mainly trading. I'm not going to confuse the situation. Was I took 50% off the table as we hit our first break of structure, and then I just let the rest run until a new ABC pattern appeared. That was how I traded it for a long time manually, and had quite a lot of successful. It also helped me to pick up some much bigger entries, like the ones that I posted on Twitter before really getting into the coding of this and things like that, because the 50% of the trade just ran and ran and ran, and until another ABC pattern happened. That's something that I'd like to build into this one here. Somehow I'm going to have to build it in with Endless Margins pattern platform, and anybody else that has platforms out there, I'll give solutions as code or whatever it is, so that you can plug it in and get it working in that way as well. There was another way that sorry, Carol.
Yes, I just think, like, I've been scrolling through your videos, and you once made an indicator that basically increased your win rate a lot because you split your profit in 3 bits, right?
Yes,
Based
the
on this
risk.
indicator.
Yes, risk.
Would that be difficult to implement? I mean,
no, good risk management is something that I've been trying to code into all of the boilerplates, and is part of the new boilerplate that I'm going to release. And there's no reason whatsoever that I shouldn't include it into this. So yes, absolutely,
Okay, cool.
it is part of the screener. And I sat with a couple of people one night coding this into a strategy so we could use the backtester. But obviously we're getting really late entries, but the risk indicator it worked exceptionally well. I will have to look back at the recording to find out what zone it worked well in. I believe it was the middle zone only it worked very, very well in. When ATR was in the middle zone, so zone 2 of the risk band thing. I think it worked well there. Like I said, I can add it. It's very easy to add. But yeah.
Something for later, but I think it's super cool. I mean,
It was a hedge fund that sent it to me, to be honest. Like I said in the video, they sent it to me. I get lots of invites because obviously of the group that we're doing. I get lots of invites to webinars and things like that, and private things. And this one was just something that stood out for me, and so I decided to add it and play around with it. And yeah. Cool.
David, one more question. You probably considered this already, but there's this indicator called Trend Meter. Have you considered or tried out if it helps you to find lower risk, better entries on the ABC pattern?
Yeah, I have. Now the Trend Meter, I believe, works with MACD, RSI, and like all of the base like indicators that we all know. If I remember rightly, is that true? I think so. It's like
Mine's basically 7 or 9 indicators, and they all go green or red. And if you have perfect greens, it just means that all of them show by. It's just a combination of all the meters.
It works. I did a strategy that and it works extremely well on some strategies. The problem with the ABC, I will always backtest and try any ideas that anybody. The problem with the ABC is it is really getting these entries very, very early on, and it seems like the Trend Meter and some of the other indicators are just slightly lagging behind, and unfortunately don't seem to confirm the position until it's a bit too late. So
that Trend Meter is super laggy as well. That Trend Meter, I remember setting up, I think I had 4 indicators on my screen, and I set up a strategy with that Trend Meter, and it was super laggy. It was still red when I weren't meant to be in a long.
Yeah. It depends your strategy. If you're in a trend following strategy or something like that, I'm sure it's very, very good. It's just for the ABC, it doesn't seem to confirm well. I think I'll have a look, obviously.
Maybe it's a good idea to use the trend meter in a reverse way, like when you have a high probability that it's soon going to turn, a lot of morons are certainly going to use it as well. So if you can pre-jump that a little bit, maybe that's another Confluence to be used.
Cool. Good thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Think outside of the box. We could give it a go. I can certainly give it a go and see whether it gives good backtesting results. Yeah, without a doubt. I'll give it a go. I always give them all a go.
One more thing, I'm in contact with one developer from a MetaTrader offering, I believe the strategy, the EA is called Night Hunter, and I've used extensive backtests on it. I don't think it's nearly as good as the ABC, but I think she can code. Would it be worth for me to inquire whether she'd be interested in joining the group and helping the programming, or do you think you'll rather handle it on your own with your own group here?
Absolutely, would love for her to come and talk. It's always better to have more people come in and code in. If anybody knows how to code and would like to somehow join the team, yeah, love to talk to her.
Many hands make light work.
Absolutely, totally. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind putting her in contact with me, that would be absolutely wonderful. I will say that I'm absolutely terrible at replying to DMs. The reason being is because obviously we're about 6,000 people in here now, and it's quite hard for me to reply to anybody. Vlad, who works with me, is absolutely fantastic at it. If she can't get hold of me, tell her to contact Vlad, and I will get back to her through Vlad with no problem.
She seems to be super busy as well. She only answers like all 3 days.
Okay.
I will link to you and to Vladimir. I'll link her page on the MQ5 website.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, if anybody's into coding and believes that anything that if they want to share code or come and help me build the coding and things like that, obviously, I'm always looking for new freelancers or people to come and help or things like that. So if you're looking to add value to the community, please don't hesitate to contact me or Vlad. Like I said, I tend to get a humongous amount of messages, so I find it quite hard to reply. So, yeah, please don't hesitate to talk to send me. Thank you very much.
I just linked it in the chat. It really sounds like scam, but she did reply to me, or he, whatever he said or she said that she's a she, but she replied on Telegram to me very extensively. So although this sounds like a scam, it really appears not to be one.
Okay, fantastic. I'll reach out to them. Do I know her? No, I don't know her.
No, I'm on about the person who's at CG. Does he know her?
See, did you actually know the person personally, or is it just?
I don't know her. I just contacted her about a week ago, and I did some extensive backtests on her strategies. And of course, as you may know, some of these backtests can be faulty because the EAs can be tweaked in a way so that they are better with historic data. But she appears to be genuine. But I think that since you're a coder and I'm not, you'll probably be much easier in a position to judge whether the stuff that she's doing is right. I've tried Hunter, that strategy, and what I like about it is that it's not a grid system. I think grid and martingale systems appear to be extremely dangerous.
Yes, yeah. Cool. Thank you very much. I will reach out to her and see if she's interested in building a script for us. Thank you. I've added her to Telegram. Okay. Fantastic.
I'm dying for a coffee, mate.
Yeah, me too, mate. I guess I've pretty much I've gone through all of the updates. Unless anybody's got any questions, I'll leave you to your evening.
One last question.
Sure, Marco.
Why do you prefer at this moment Jess instead of Vector BT?
Oh no! It's not that I prefer it in the slightest.
Okay.
No, not a slightest preference for Jess. I think it was because last week when we were in live, we were talking with a couple of us in the live, and somebody suggested it. Honestly, I reached out to them today. I'm always looking for algo traders, although not as many really are. I don't know if it's because of the crypto market at the moment or what, but are as active. So I reached out to him today. I like open source projects, as you know, because that way we can either improve on them or help out as much as we can or whatever. I reached out to them today to see if they're interested in coming in and talking about their platform, and he was very active. There was no real reason for me choosing that over the other platforms. I will go through all of them to find out what I'd like to do, Marco, is somehow this is what I was explaining to to Jesse Trade today. Was what I'd like to do is be able to offer a web platform and an open source platform for anybody who wants to install it on their local machine or a DigitalOcean. They'll be able to, and anybody who doesn't want to will be able to just log into a simple website and just go, right, okay, I want the backtesting results for that strategy. Okay, I'm going to connect it to my bot and leave it in the background running. So that was what I was looking for. Jesse Trade can't offer some of the functions that I need. So either I've got to look at other alternatives or build them myself. So yeah, but there was no real preference.
Okay.
Yeah. Although it does look good, there is a downside to Jesse Trade. The downside being either if I build something for the community, I'd have to build some kind of live trading system for it, or there's one, but it is kind of expensive at $700 per year, which kind of put me off the idea of that.
Dave, I found something like an open source thing. I shared it with you. Did you look at it? It was Backtrader.
Backtrader, yes, Backtrader. Backtrader is very, very good. I don't know if they've updated recently because they were the leader for a long, long time, but they haven't. As you can see, they haven't updated in 2 years. A year. Their library. I will look. It has been the leader for a long, long time. I have done a couple of Backtrader developments, which I was planning on doing for YouTube. Sorry. All of these have their up points and down points. The Backtraders. Particularly hard to understand for anybody who wants to understand how to code in Python. So that was something that I didn't like particularly. It was you have to go around building a Cerebro, which is a brain for the script, which is a script class, and it seems to be coded a bit back to front for me. But that's just my personal opinion, which I found might be a bit hard for me to explain to anybody who's trying to learn. That was one of the down points for Backtrader, and it not being updated for a full year made me think that maybe the community no longer existed behind it. That's why I went away and looked at Vector BT. Vector BT is very, very fast, very good, very logical behind the code, easy to code. They have a pro version as well, but their non-pro version is very, very good and is free, open source. And Freak Trade was just something we were talking about last week. No, sorry, not Freak Trade. Freak Trade is something that I like, which is very good, very easy to code, but unfortunately they only support longs, not shorts, unfortunately. But Freak Trade is very good. Jesse Trade, and down point to that, obviously, as I just said, was the price of the live trading unit for it.
We code our own platform. I mean, we have pandas and tail library to import all the indicators we want. It's just a matter of putting it all together and some kind of framework to host it on a platform. But do you think it's easier to
easy, no, but easy enough to do and doable, totally. Like I said, the Just Trade was just something that I was looking at. I also like supporting open source projects that are out there. If they are open source and truly open source, I like to support them. I also believe that there's no point in reinventing the wheel if something is very good and exists. But I have yet to find something that would fit completely, so I do believe maybe that we will have to eventually build something in Python, as like I said, because I want something that has to be not a TradingView alternative, but as simple as TradingView for anybody who doesn't want to go and code, and as open as Freak Trade or any of these back traders or anything like that for anybody who wants to participate in the coding or build their own versions or host it locally and all of those kind of things. So I'm just looking for the balance between the two, to be honest.
Whenever you get started with it, I mean, I think you already know, but there's a lot of people over here who would love to help you out there, and as contributors as well. I mean, including myself, but a lot of other coders over here as well who would, help boost that up and we better understand the fine script.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love. I know that a couple of us code Python. I mean, Python will be the language that I believe is the best for trading. I think that most people agree that Python is probably the better coding choice for trading. And anybody who knows Python and wants to participate in the creation of a platform, an open source platform, I'd absolutely love that idea. Absolutely love it. But first,
David, last question.
Yeah, sure.
The forward testing platform.
Yes.
Currently.
Yes. Right. Okay. So I guess the question is, where is it? The forward testing platform I'm redeveloping from A to Z. I've been speaking to a couple of coders as well this week. There's been a bit of a hard times of trying to find coders at the moment. That it seems to be much easier at the moment. So I've found a couple of decent coders, programmers, developers, whatever, who are going to take the project from A to Z. Now, the idea at the beginning was to build a community sort of program where everybody can see everybody else's results. I think that was maybe the wrong way of doing it because it looked messy and didn't work well. So what I'm doing is I've started to build a simplified trading journal where it will take down results of your trades in your personal journal, and then afterwards we can work out a way of either sharing if we want or not sharing if we don't. But I'm trying to keep it simple and clean so that everybody can understand it, because I think the previous version nobody really understood. And it got messy.
Any idea when we can expect a working version?
It's a very simple script, Marco, so I should imagine it'll be pretty quick. Like I said, the old one, I've got the base of all the code from the old one. I'm just going to I don't really want to take the old one because it would be messy. It was created by somebody else. I should imagine it will take 2 weeks to have a decent beta version. I will obviously release versions as we go along for everybody to test and try. Yeah, that's the plan. I have. It's funny you say that because I was talking to Vlad and another developer during the week. about building this and making it another part of our community. It was good, but was not taken in the right way. The community aspect of it, unfortunately, made it extremely messy and not really usable, so nobody really used it. So I think taking it back to, there's a couple of examples a couple of people have sent me, which are just very much simple trading journals that can connect directly to TradingView. Take all of your entries, connect it to whatever exchange you like, so that you can record it, and that's it. That's the end of it. It's very, very simple. It gives you a P&L, all of that. Simple. But I hope, yeah, give me 2 weeks to get somebody working on it and getting a good beta out. If I can get something out a bit quicker so that I can show everybody and share, I will do on the live streams, and anybody will be able to log in and see.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay. 2 hours and 46 minutes. How'd you put up with me for
You're
that?
joking, aren't you?
No, I don't.
No wonder I've been dying for a coffee. I've been dying for one for ages. I've come straight in from work. I've gone 100 mile an hour down motorway because I knew I was going to be late to make it, and now it's gone on this long, and I've not even had a coffee yet.
Right, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything that you put into the community, and thank you to everybody. It's a pleasure being here. I enjoy it very much. I need a coffee as well, and as soon as if I have replied to everybody's questions, I will get to coding so that I can get all of those Confluence coded in and everything else for everybody. Is there any other questions before I leave you? Oh,
Just
Vlad,
one last.
Yeah, sure.
Would it be possible in the future to have the AMA like past 10 o'clock in the evening, like Central European time, because most of us are working daytime jobs?
Yeah, absolutely. What's happened this month is that because I'm spending so much time coding the ABC strategy, I've reduced the live streams to once a week. Generally, what I do is I do one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. The Tuesday I do at 2 p.m. London time, which seemed to be quite a good time for anybody in Europe because we were quite a few. And then I do one much later in the evening for anybody that might not be able to attend the first one. So that at least that way I managed to get as much as possible of everybody from around the world. Unfortunately, they do get a little bit repetitive because other than the questions, obviously, that's the thing that doesn't get repetitive. But other than the questions, I do repeat what I say from Tuesday to Thursday because obviously I can't spend too much time making presentations each time, but yeah, so but I will go back to that as of next month.
Thank you very much.
No problem, CJ. No problem. Thank you very much for all your questions. If anybody's got Vlad has a Vlad, are you still around?
Yeah, of course I am. Just wanted to remind to everyone that there are about 3 hours left until we close the second treasure giveaway. So get your asses and do some tasks if you want to win a treasure crypto wallet, you know?
Yeah. You can find the link
You should
inside.
give everyone one.
You have to see that
We'll
with
see
the
the
treasure.
First, we need crypto.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you get an empty wallet. What are you going to do with an empty wallet?
Very good. All right, gentlemen. I'll speak to you all again. Well, I've got the video about how to set up your bots tomorrow. I will do the updates throughout the evening. I will create a channel which is called Getting Started or whatever we called it. No, it wasn't Getting Started. New, that's it. What's new? What's new? That's it. So you can find the information as quick as possible. And thank you very much for everybody for joining me. Like I said, 2 hours and 40 minutes with me. Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have everybody. I hope I managed to answer everybody's questions, and I'll speak to you all next week, I guess.
Thanks for your time, David.
No, thank you. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Thanks.
See you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See ya. Have a nice evening.
Coffee.
Let's go. Right, I'll see you later.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. All right. Let me put. Bye bye to everybody on YouTube. I hope I managed to answer all the questions. I believe so. Wonder if you could have the Confluence using the MCB. Take advantage of a momentum dimension. The market cipher B kind of already is in there. If you have some ideas of how to add it, I certainly will add it to the Confluence list without doubt. Any alerts for the change of character? They aren't in there yet, but we were talking about that today. They will be very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all next week. Goodbye.